rounded up this week. How would you describe the career so far?
It's taken a little longer than I would have liked. A couple of injuries along the way, but it's been nice to get some continuity this year. And I knew at the start of the year, if I could tick that continuity box, I'd probably reach this milestone, which is pleasing.
Seeing you out on the training track throughout the year, it seems like you prepare really well, but you like to have a bit of fun as well. Is that a fair assessment?
It's a pretty fair assessment. Yeah, I like to serious when I have to be, and then always try to keep a bit of fun in the game. Otherwise, footy can be pretty all-consuming. So if you're footy the whole time, you can sort of do your head in a bit.
Career highlights so far?
Well, last weekend was probably a good highlight, especially for the side with Boomer playing in 427 games. It's not. I don't think that'll probably happen again. So that was, and to play reasonably well in the game as well was pleasing.
Doggies tomorrow night, clearly a massive game because both clubs are pushing and jostling for spots in that top 8.
Yeah, I think someone said to me the other day, the last couple of weeks we've played 8v9, 8v9, now we're 7v8. So we're no stranger to it, and this week's another big one. And as you said, the top 8 itself's pretty close. I think there's only sort of a game in it between basically 8th and 2nd. So look, it's another massive game. It's a good chance for us to basically, they're all 8-point games really for us from here on in. So it's a good challenge.
Brad Scott said on Wednesday, it's almost like a mini final series with top 4 teams coming up. Do you see it as almost make or break?
Not make or break, I wouldn't have said. We're really confident that we can match it with these guys, but even if you don't put in a good performance, you learn so much from these other teams. We played Hawthorn NAB 3 this year and got a lot out of that game, but they probably they did get the better of us as well. We feel like we learned a lot from that game, so it'll be the same situation for us over the coming weeks. We just got to get ourselves into the finals, and last year we came from 8th and made the prelim, and we just know we've got to get there, and our brand stacks up.
Jamie, you're the youngest member of the leadership group. Just describe what that's done to you as a player in person.
Probably had to wound in my jokes a little bit, just out on the track, try to be a little bit more serious. But it's been really enjoyable and really, really good fun for me. It's just about taking on a bit more ownership and trying to drive the group a little bit in the direction that we feel we want to go. And it's been good fun, been a challenge. There's certainly times there where you're under the pump a little bit, but that comes with the territory, which I've thoroughly enjoyed.
You mentioned the past fortnight. Is that the ideal sort of preparation, I suppose, not just for tomorrow, but the run to the finals and the finals playing?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you can play other sides that aren't in the hunt, for instance, but, do you learn a lot about yourself in those games or not? And over the next 4 weeks when we play, Bulldogs and Hawks and then the Swans and then GWS, who's, they're the top 3 sides to finish with. So, even if you don't play well, you're going to learn a hell of a lot out of it. But it's what you're doing wrong or what they're doing really well. And then you can adjust leading into the finals and give yourself a better shot at it.
And looking at Collingwood and St Kilda, compared to the games before then, what have you fixed or what do you think the team's improved on?
I reckon the first sort of 9 rounds of the year, our pressure was exceptional, being able to really pressure the opposition's ball carrier, but probably dropped away a little bit through the middle part of the year. And the last couple of weeks, we're probably back to our best or the best sort of results in that area we've had for a long time. So it's pretty clear to us that that correlates with victories.
With that tough run coming up and a few injuries to the club, do you sort of draw upon that shin bone of spirit a bit?
You do. I suppose your shin bone of spirit is something really hard to define, but it just sort of comes out when you need it the most a little bit. And injuries aren't really something we've spoken a whole lot about, and we don't sort of run out there thinking, the shin bone of spirit, we're going to need that today. But when the going gets tough, it's sort of just expected that if you're playing for the North Melbourne Footy Club and you're in a jump, you're going to put your head down and work hard in that period of time. And especially against Collingwood coming off the Port loss, we're under the pump a bit, and the guys responded really well, and that's what we're after.
Just on the injuries, like you said, you've had some serious ones yourself. Do you have advice that you impart onto some of the other players that have to deal with it?
The biggest one I found for me that year was I broke my leg round 3 and only came back with 2 rounds to go, and then played in probably. Spoke about career highlights before, but that first Essendon final in 2014 was probably one of the better games I've played in. The first final, and you've had basically a bad year in the sense you've only played maybe 5 or 6 games, but you can have a massive impact. So, these guys that have missed large chunks of the year, you only need one opportunity, to come back and play in a final series. I think that's a pretty good incentive to work hard and come back.
We saw, of course, Brimmer Harvey with the 427 on the jumper. You expect maybe 100 on jumpers this week for you?
Yeah, I got stitched up a little bit. By Shannon upstairs this week. They let that one out, and all I copped was a bit of ribbing online just from, who does this bloke think he is? He deserves a 100-game jumper. But, hey, look, if they want to make me one, I'm sure I'll take it. But I think I'd be the first person in the world to be getting a 100-game jumper. So, I think I'll be running out the normal Kangas top tomorrow.
Jamie, have you spoken to Jared since the surgery?
I spoke to him just before. He was I thought he was going to be on crutches and whatnot, but he's actually walking around really well. So he's positive that he'll get back towards the end of the year. But it's too hard to know. He only had it yesterday, the surgery, I think, or the day before. I'm not really sure. But yeah, early signs are that I suppose if he puts his head down, and as I just spoke about before, just with that small hope of coming back and playing in finals, he'll work really hard. And he only needs to get given his opportunity, and he'll take it.
You mentioned pressuring the ball carry a little bit earlier. Is that pretty much the key against a particular team like the Dogs that can move the ball? So
they do. I think they're the number one transition team in the comp at the minute from their back half. So they're moving the footy as well as anyone. And speaking about injuries, they've had their fair few as well. But guys just keep stepping up for them, and which is great to see for them. And we're just going to have to be on our game and be able to stop them. You're going to have to be able to stop their run, and it's pretty well known how good they are off half back. So look, we'll just be going out there and trying to play our game, and hopefully that'll get the job done.
And it looks like the push for Good Friday is going to come off. Would you hope all the work that this club's put in that will be rewarded?
Yeah, I'd love to play on Good Friday. I think for me it's I look at all the other sort of standalone games throughout the year. You look at Anzac Day and even Dream Time at the G for the Bombers and Richmond, and I'd love to play in a big game like that. And if we get the chance to play on Good Friday, I'd jump at it for sure.